Guys, this is Maury Ford with Case, welcoming you to the 2021 virtual celebration. You know, in a lot of ways, 2021 feels like 2020, but we were able to host the flagship celebration this year again in September. We hope that you were able to attend, but we do understand that a lot either weren't comfortable or maybe they had conflicts and weren't able to attend the in-person event. One thing we learned from 2020 was that folks like you enjoyed the virtual version. So the Reed family has asked us to put together a highlight reel of all of your favorite things from the celebration, as well as some great deals in there. So you'll see some very familiar faces. If you attended, look closely because you're likely to see yourself in this as well. But all of the great things that make the celebration so special and such a family event are going to be captured in this video. So we hope that you will enjoy this event virtually. We hope to see you back in 2022, and we appreciate your continued support of Shepherd Hills Cutlery and the Case brand. And in Shepherd Hills fashion, when you do an event, man, you do an event. Hey guys, it's Maury. I'm here with Rod and Randy Reed, the owners, and other than your mama, I guess you're the bosses. I guess that works, but you know, we still got to put that in there.
On her days off.
On her days off, you get to be the boss, unless she comes in, right?
Yeah,
so,
right.
You know, guys, this is a big deal. We're at our 27th celebration. You know, the Reed family, we've talked about this with some other folks, but just what this event means to so many people, and everything else that goes along with the celebration. And I don't know what started it. How did you guys get this crazy idea to have this Case event? We'd like to take credit for it as Case, but you know, that's probably
well,
that's
actually, you guys do take credit. Should take credit for it, because we were down at your place and we were talking Case knives, and Eddie Jessup said, "Did you ever think about doing an event at your place?"
Well, there
so
you
we
go.
said, "Okay, we'll try it," and we're still trying it.
Yeah.
27 years later, we're still trying.
And in Shepherd Hills fashion, when you do an event, man, you do an event. So it's big time. But you know, this has evolved. You know, we call it the flagship event of the Case brand. And we do some things, you know, with our Collectors Club, which are great. We do those periodically. But if you're looking for that annual voyage to make, or you're looking for that, we'll call it a pilgrimage. That may seem a little intense.
That's kind of what it is.
But if you're looking for that, the celebration has become that for so many people, right?
It has. It's what we say. It's all about relationships. Whether it's the relationship between Case and Shepherd Hills, the relationship between the people who are out there lined up waiting for the doors to open.
Yeah.
When you go fishing, you catch the fish, but it's the stories afterwards that you love.
Right.
Or you go to deer camp. Well, it's at the end of the day when you're comparing stories. That's what the celebration does.
And really, we have Camp Case for kids, We have Camp Case for adults, which is everything encompassed.
That's a good thing, because you're right. They bring their kids. Maybe they're even bringing them on the premise that they're just going to camp. But the adults are having a ball.
Yes,
And
they are.
they're participating in all the activities you guys have.
And a lot of the adults get to share what they have earlier in their lives with their kids or grandkids now.
Yes.
So they're passing on the experience of what they have and living through them.
Right, that is, because if you don't have that opportunity to have a common hobby, you don't get those relationships. So.
Exactly. And we're so excited to see the people back after 2 years absence.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Yeah.
And there are going to be smiles everywhere.
That's something that everybody said was, that virtual celebration was great, but I'm ready to get back.
Yeah, they want to see their friends and neighbors.
Yeah. And that is part of it. You're right. That year gap. There's a lot of folks again already lined up out there. I saw some at the hotel. Those folks are they're hungry to be around people. The knives are great. You can buy knives. They proved that during the pandemic. You can still get your knife fix, but maybe you don't get the fix of being in that community of people and just enjoying each other.
Right, we spend time just stepping back and watching the show.
Yeah.
I mean, people from Mississippi to people from California.
It's going to be especially big this year. We generally are in awe of how much the kids have grown in a year. This time it's going to be 2 year span.
You may not recognize these guys.
You may not.
They'll be taller than me, I know. So they already are. That's the 12-year-old camp. So, so it's going to be great. It's a great time, a great family event. What you guys do and what your team of people, one of the things that makes the celebration so special is the atmosphere, the hospitality. People leave excited about having attended. Maybe they picked up some bargains, they found some treasures that that's a sell table item or something that you've got, but it truly is those memories, and they're making with their families, with all of their extended family or friends. They make new friends every year.
And this event brings out the best in all of us.
Yes.
Everybody's friendly, happy, tickled to be here.
Yeah.
Well, we actually have a lot of staff members that have moved out of town, moved somewhere else, but they still come back to Lebanon to work one day a year.
One day at the celebration.
At the celebration, because they've built that relationship.
Well, guys, you got a lot to be proud of. You've built not only the best family business that I know of, but you've built a culture of people, and you've shared that with Case consumers and collectors. You've shared that with us, and you allow us to be a part of it. And this celebration is going to be one for the record books, I know.
It's all about teamwork. It's teamwork from top to bottom.
It takes
The celebration is a taste of everybody that attends. It's no one person, no 10 people.
Right.
It's everybody has an effect on this big, happy family event.
And then throw in 160 gallons of chili.
Oh, Lord.
The hot dogs, the ice, the drinks. Yeah. There's a lot of food. And just a quick plug, if they're not part of your collector's club, man, they're missing out, because the Friday night dinner with the chicken and everything else that goes along with that.
Well, for the celebration, it's kind of odd that you have a Case knife celebration, but two of the most famous things that people talk about is the chili and the fried chicken.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Some people are brown to food. I kind of resemble that remark, but yeah, I think it's all about the food, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, well, guys, it's going to be fun. Thanks again. Thank you for, again, sharing all that you share with us and going to this is a lot of work. I know it's a lot of work, but it's a labor of love, and we appreciate that, and I know the customers feel that too. Hey guys, this is Maury Ford at the Celebration in the Ozarks. We are here on Friday morning. I've got my buddy Raymond, Gary, and his buddy Raymond. These are the first two folks in line. And you've been here, what time did you get here last night?
I got here about 11:50 Thursday night, last night.
Oh my goodness. So, man, that's
Cleveland
hardcore.
Park, Cleveland
That's
parking lot.
hardcore. That's good.
Right. That's right.
good.
Had to make sure I was first in line.
Yeah. And I tell you, one of the things you shared with me earlier that really makes that even more special is why you want to be first in line.
Yeah, 3 years ago, my dad and I came for the very first time. This is our picture. We were first and second in line. And we had such a great time that on our way home, we planned our second trip.
Right.
Unfortunately, my dad passed away right before the trip.
Right.
And so he was not, of course, not able to come, so I asked my cousin Raymond to come with me. And it's just basically just to remember my dad.
Right.
Just this was a very fun trip for us, and just very special memories. This picture was year before last. This is all my family. And my uncle, Maxie, Aunt Judy, and all them, they've been coming for 23 years straight. Unfortunately, because of COVID this year, they didn't feel comfortable to come. So I brought a picture of them.
There we go.
So I told Uncle Maxie, you will be in line with me, Uncle Maxie. So I just tell everybody to come out this weekend. It is a fun time. You make so many friends, and you have such a good time. You really do.
Gary, I think that represented just perfectly. It's the memories you make. It's those with your loved ones. It's those with the new folks you're going to meet. You got your cousin along. That's pretty good, Doc.
And we make a fun trip out of it. So.
I can tell you guys are set up pretty nice here.
Yeah. We got more. We got a tent in the back of the truck we're going to set up later. Because like I said, we got in really late last night. We were tired, and so. But yeah, we come prepared when we come. But,
Raymond, what do you think about that? Pretty good stuff, huh?
It's pretty good. I enjoy coming up here. I mean, it's like the second time. The first time I didn't know what to expect. But when I got up here and met all the people, and everybody's so nice here. And there's a lot of activities, not counting all the knives you can buy.
Yeah.
So,
you can leave with a bucket of stuff. I mean,
you
it's
leave with a
knives
bucket.
and other stuff, but really it's the memories.
Yes. The people you meet, you kind of look forward to seeing them again.
Yes, sir. Well, that's great. Well, guys, we appreciate your commitment. It's hardcore, but that makes it even that much more special.
Glad to be here.
We're glad you're here, and it's going to be a good show. Hey, guys, I'm here with the number 3 through 8 folks in line. My buddy Scott, his mom, his best friends, and their kids. We're going to meet all these folks in a minute, but we've got a great family affair going here at the Celebration of the Ozarks, the 27th annual Celebration of the Ozarks. So we're glad y'all came. It's going to be a great time. So Scott, part of the celebration, which is great. You guys all got here really early, but you're here with your mom. That's pretty cool. Your best friend's family. So tell us about you and your mom enjoying this. That's pretty cool.
Okay. Yeah, Mom and I, we started coming about 17, 18 years ago. First one to spend all night in line. It's a great family event. We've enjoyed it throughout the years. My boys, I've got 2 boys, 26, 27 now. They used to come when they were little, and they've really enjoyed Camp Case and all the activities going on here. And it's been fun for me and my mom, my dad, and friends that came. And Dad passed a year and a half ago, and we're kind of here celebrating him as well, and spending time again with Mom and good friends. This is my mom, Linda Pressler, and one of my best friends, Wendy Beard, and her kids here, Nathan, Brent, and Kate. And glad that they're here enjoying the time with us as well. This is their first year for being here.
And Mom, you said earlier, before we got this camera out, she said, if you get a chance to spend all night with your grown son and just visiting, you don't miss that, right?
No, don't miss it.
That's right.
Take every chance you get.
And I think we've all learned through COVID and everything else that it's these kind of moments that really matter. And,
it is.
And we always say it's about celebration, and I think this represents it well. I mean, it's a knife event. You're going to buy knives. We're going to love knives. But it's really more about just the community that you're in. It's making those special memories and bonding with family and extended family and friends and everybody else. So just super glad y'all are here. I love that 15 years ago you were the first one to spend the night all night.
Yeah.
You're back, but you brought a crowd, so that's awesome.
That's right.
And we got some
That's
future
right.
Camp Casers here, I have a feeling. So,
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. First one to spend the night.
To spend the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're old.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I didn't really. Yeah, he initiated it.
Yeah. So and he roped you in, right?
Yeah. I mean, because we liked him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll still like him.
Is this your first celebration?
Yes, it is. It is.
So that's pretty cool. Your first celebration. You're spending the night all night. You're going to be one of the first 10 in line. There's a special incentive for that, so you guys probably filled her in on that. So that's good. And then you brought the rest of your crew.
We did. Yes, and our husband will be here shortly. So
Well,
it'll be great.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we're glad you're here. I know it's going to be a lot of fun. You guys are champs for hanging out there, so we're going to enjoy
We'll
it.
see if we're still champs in
Yeah,
the
there we go.
morning.
Well, that's all right. It might be a little more grouchy, but other than that,
chumps in the morning,
I think it'll be right. But we're glad you're here making more memories and honoring your dad, and just and we're gonna honor him too in the way that we're just gonna all have a great time.
Sounds great.
So,
Sounds
all right.
great.
Thank you,
Look
guys.
forward to it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right, guys, we're here with some new Camp Casers, right? We've got some guys that are first in line. Actually, I think you're probably 6th, 7th, and 8th in line, but these young guys have been here all night. What's your name, buddy?
Brent Beard.
Brent?
Yeah.
All right, where are you from?
My nickname is BB.
BB. All right, that's easier to remember for me. So, BB, you ready to go to camp? Are you going to Camp Case? You know what that is exactly?
No.
It's your first year, right? Yeah. Man, some part of the celebration that I think is one of the best is that all of these folks from ages 6 to 16 get to go to camp. It's the 25th anniversary of Camp Case. You're going to learn about knives. You're going to learn about knife safety. You're going to learn about some cool stuff. And then at the end, you may or may not get a pocket knife, which could be really valuable. So that'll be pretty good. So, BB, we're glad you're here.
McDonald's.
What about this guy?
Oh, Nathan.
Nathan? How are you, Nathan? How old?
7.
7. Okay. Are you going to camp, Nathan?
Yes.
Are you excited about it?
Yes.
Have you been studying, Nathan?
Yes.
You have? Okay, what do you know? You haven't been studying? You don't even know what you're going to learn, man. Hey, but it's going to be good. At the end of that, we're going to play. There's going to be some games we're going to play. And have all sorts of cool stuff, okay? All right. You come show me your knife if you get one, okay, Nathan?
Okay.
All right, man. Knuckles. All right.
My name is Nathan Beardatcher.
Oh, do you have a nickname?
Kind of like Blitz, because like Blitz means Blitz.
Okay.
That's all.
Okay.
So it's kind of.
All right. Now, the grown-up in the group, right? Kate, is that right? All right, Kate, how old are you?
I am 13.
13. All right. Are you excited about this?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think, Kate, and I don't mean to call you out on this, but I think your mom said she was like, it's just going to be there'll be a bunch of guys there, right? It's a lot more than that. You're going to find that out. It's going to be it'll be really cool because you're going to see people of all ages, people having fun. There's music, there's food, there's entertainment, there's all sorts of stuff. So we're glad you're here. This is your first camp too, right?
Yes.
All right. You've been studying? Yeah. Do you like knives?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do you have a favorite?
No.
Other than Case, right? Other than Case knives? Okay.
I like knives.
Yeah. Well, Kate, we're glad you're here. Watch these two guys. I can tell they probably need a couple extra eyes on them, right? So they'll be good. But no, it's going to be a great time, and thanks for coming. And Kate was doing some art, which is really cool too. So, all right, folks, we got most of our first 10 in line, and we're still 24 hours away from the celebration. So it's going to be great. Hey guys, this is Maury Ford with Case Cutlery with some exciting virtual celebration specials. If you were lucky enough to attend the in-person celebration in September, you know that there were some awesome deals that you could only get in person. Well, the Reed family has gotten together and there are some great items that you're only going to find in the virtual celebration. In that, you're going to find some of their crimson bone, and these are a lot of the brand new patterns. You know, this is a promotional family that is exclusive to Shepherd Hills. You're going to find patterns like the Panama. You're going to have the Warncliffe Copperhead and a lot of other of your favorite patterns. You're going to see some special pricing on those. One of the things that we were able to do at the in-person celebration was a memorial to Tony Bose. We had some great items. You know, a lot of us have always kind of aspired to get these custom collaborations. Well, there were 2 custom collaborations that the Reed family held back, and we've got the Eureka Jack and we've also got the Wilfred Lockback. And these are on a special price. And one thing that is really special about this is there's an opportunity to get a memorial trapper. This has the cross shield and something very special from Linda Karsh. So you don't want to miss that and an opportunity to get that custom collaboration. One of the other things that you may have seen if you were in person, if not, you're getting a sneak peek, is the world premiere of Zippo knives. Zippo is the parent company of Case Cutlery. They did some knives for the European market, and we have access to those knives. The first time they've ever been offered in the U.S. in a very limited supply. So once these are gone, they're going to be gone. A great opportunity for a collector to grab some really special items, and you're going to get some great pricing on those too. So don't go away. Enjoy the whole celebration. There's so many great memories at the celebration for 2021, and there's some great deals to take home as well.
Okay, Randy, what exactly do you do at the celebration? I mean, I never see you.
Well, the first thing I do, I try to get a word in before you jump in front of me. Happened again.
Okay, I go live on the radio at 6 a.m. Live on the radio, you're rubbing your eyes, going, is it time yet?
I'm out here stocking the dang tents, and you're over here just talking to the radio guys. Now which is work? Talking or actually doing something?
Well, I got nothing to say.
This is a first. Rod has nothing to say. Never seen it before in my life.
No, that's what this is it's all about the fun we have here. I mean, truly, we've got the day of the celebration, we'll have about 100 people on staff, and everybody knows what they do. And
we're all just circling around, walking through the crowds, seeing if we're out of ice water, if we're out of sodas. When's the chili going to be ready? That's always a big question people come up to us. When's the chili ready?
Yeah.
About 10:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? You told me 12.
For you, 12. For everybody else, 10:30 works.
Okay. But that's what makes the celebration so fun, is there are people that's on staff. Actually, we'll have customers. If Kim is needing help carrying knives out to the tent, the customers jump in and help. So
it's amazing the stuff that goes into this celebration, because it's amazing the stuff that we forget. I mean, we'll be right in the middle of the big crowds. We'll miss a sign. Hey, where's that sign at? So we call Gina. Gina, we need a sign made up. She gets on the computer, whips it out. We run up the stairs, take it out. All's good for a little bit.
So yeah, there are last minute things that happen, but it's all in fun. The people that come to this event, sometimes they enjoy when Randy screws up.
What?
But just saying, because it happens so infrequently. But over 27 years of doing this, we've had some pretty good mistakes, maybe.
Not on my side.
Well, the best mistake that I can ever remember was Mike Morris, the radio guy. And I don't know if any of you know, Tom Aerosmith became president of Case. Tom had cut off the end of his fingers in a snowblower accident. So Mike Morris, the radio guy, is going to interview Tom Aerosmith, the new president of Case, on umpteen thousand people listening. Mike goes, "Okay, Mr. Aerosmith, you've worked at Case all these years. I just want to see, do you still have all your fingers?" And Tom held his hand up. and there was awkward silence on the radio. so that's probably the best mistake I can think of.
That's a pretty good one. Yeah. But we're all moving around, we're all fielding questions, and we make adjustments during the day. Sometimes the tables run low on knives. We'll say, "Randy, where you at? We need to restock." So we restock as best we can.
Right.
And now Rod will be mad at me sometimes. I'm trying to make an announcement over the PA system, and he's talking on the radio.
See, you got that there? I'm talking, working, and he's doing something that just blows me out of the water.
Call customer service.
Oh, you just don't get it.
I don't get it.
How in the world have we made it 49 years? I don't understand.
I'm getting some ideas how we made it, but you don't want to hear it.
Okay. And that is something to say. It'll be 49 years in June that Mom got the idea to put this store in.
Yeah. I was 16, you were 18?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So she started all of this, and we never want to forget that's where it all started.
It did. Mom and Dad got her going. We just never left home.
Yeah, they thought they were getting rid of us, but it didn't work.
Yeah. So here we are, 50 years later almost.
Yep, still pedaling as fast as we can.
We are, and having a good time doing it.
Right, absolutely. If you, it is. It's been 49 good years.
But all these case people, both collectors as well as manufacturers, are friends.
Right.
And what a blessing to be able to work with your friends.
Exactly, Randy. Yep.
My name's Glenn Rafe. Me and my wife Jennifer own the Rafter R Chuck Wagon. We've been cooking chili at the Case Knife Show for probably 15 years or so. We bring our wagon out every year for the reeds, and we cook between 120 to 150 gallons of chili. I figure we'll serve 1,500 bowls of chili tomorrow. It's a big hit. People really like our chili. We enjoy doing it. We've had this chuck wagon for probably 23 years, I'd say. This is an authentic Springfield chuck wagon. It's hard to date it, probably 1915 to 1920, somewhere around in there. It takes us about an hour and a half to set it up totally after we get all of our camp irons up and our cooking apparatuses assembled and tables. But this Case Knife Show it's our favorite event that we do. We really enjoy seeing the people. We've made a lot of good friends over the years, people coming back from all over the United States, and it's kind of a big family. After knowing people all these years, they come in, they sit down, and we visit. It's just a good time, and we appreciate the Reed brothers for having us. We appreciate Case Knife for doing this. It's just a wonderful event.
So I'm here with Kim Coffey of Shepherd Hills. Kim, I always say when we're working events together, your last name is not Reed, but you're really part of the Reed family. You've been here a long time?
A long time, yes.
How many years have you been here?
I think I'm going on 27, 28, somewhere in there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, next year will be 28, I think.
So Kim, even though you look like, you're just 27 or 28.
Oh, thank you, Maureen.
Yes.
You're on my Christmas card list.
Oh,
now.
there we go. But Kim is a store manager, and it is a big place. Those of you who've been here, Celebration Day is always a wild event. The days leading up to Celebration, I remember I brought my son a few years ago. She worked him like a mule. I mean, it was great. But she's like, if you are standing still, you're going to have a job.
I have a reputation.
And Kim she's driving that train. And there's a lot that goes into this, right, Kim?
There is, but it takes everybody more. And when you guys come, I mean, I'll put you to work. You know how it is.
Absolutely.
But everybody, from inside the store to the warehouse, they all do a phenomenal job.
Now,
and everybody has their niche. I mean, everybody knows exactly what the other one is doing. So.
How many people do you have a day of celebration?
A lot.
Yeah, not people visiting, people actually working.
Everybody that is an employee is on board. All the managers come from all of our stores. And we have a wonderful support group in Lebanon that comes and helps us out as well. So.
Well, I think what's great, you see family members of your employees that
I drag mine in.
Yeah, you bring them in, so you've got family working. You've got a lot of extra hands on deck.
Most definitely.
But it really is impressive, like you said, and a lot of the case folks that have visited me, like, it is like a well-oiled machine. And it may be chaotic in the background, but everybody has a job. They know what they're doing.
Exactly.
And they execute it flawlessly.
And I always say, I mean to ask, but let's just get with it. And they do. And we all recoup on Monday. So
right.
That's what it's all about.
Well, this event, we always say, this is kind of a recharging for us, for the brand. It is exhausting, but you leave with such a renewed sense of passion for what you do, and it kind of brings, I don't know, it makes everything feel worthwhile, right? When you see everybody having such a good time.
We are a family. I mean, look at the people that came first in line.
Yes.
So, and now they're all bonding out there. I said
they'll
you
be
guys
best
are going to
friends.
know each other. Exactly right. So we are a family here, totally, inside and out. We would do anything for any of us. So.
And Kim, you'll see Kim if you're at Celebration running around. You'll hear her name about 1,000 times because everybody, Kim,
That's
can I have a second, Kim?
That's okay.
But if you look in the store, the store is immaculate. You guys do a fantastic job. It's the way you treat people, and we've learned that through not only through the pandemic but otherwise. But people want to feel appreciated. They want to feel welcomed and accepted. and you guys are the best in the
Well,
business.
I appreciate everybody that's on the team here. I mean, you can't run it by yourself, so it takes everybody. So,
It takes a village, but it takes a coach too.
Well,
so,
thank you.
So we're glad you're doing that, and it's going to be a great celebration.
Yeah, everybody come out. We'd love to have you.
It's going to be fantastic. And if you miss a celebration, come visit the store. Kim's here.
That's exactly right.
365. I think she's got a bed in the back, but she's here most days, and definitely you will see her influence here all the time.
Well, thank you. Okay.
Very good. All right, Kim, let's go.
Guys.
Hey guys, a great offering for the virtual celebration is the U.S. premiere of Zippo knives. This was something that we first did at the in-person celebration in September, but it is the first time that these knives are offered in the U.S. Zippo, being the parent company of Case, iconic brand, celebrating one of its great anniversaries next year. I believe it's 90 years, so they've been around a long time as well. But the Zippo family reached out to Case to make some knives. Now, these are knives that are made in the Case factory, but they are Zippo branded, both on the tang stamp and on the shield. You're going to see a lot of similarities in a lot of our Case knives, but there are some unique differences. The main thing about these is this is the U.S. premiere, but this is kind of a one and done shot. These knives are going to be, the knives that we have are going to be sold and they will not be made again. Now that comes from the Zippo marketing team. So it looks like this is a one and done. They're only available now. There's a lot of handle materials that you're going to see and recognize from Case. So we've got 5 different handle materials. We've got 6 knives in each. All of these are going to have single blades. So everything that you see, you're going to see a trapper, you're going to see a mini trapper, a peanut, a mini copper lock, you're going to see the Sodbuster Jr. and a trapper lock. And those are going to be available in chestnut bone. You're going to see a curly maple, that patriotic kieranite. You're also going to see that some availability in a smooth red synthetic, and you're also going to see the rough black. So notice the packaging. These have Zippo branded packaging. The box is going to have some information. But ultimately, this is your Case knife. If you are a peanut collector, if you're a trapper collector, here's an opportunity to get a Zippo branded trapper or a peanut that's made by Case. These are great. They're priced right. Most of these are going to be probably about 15 to 20% less than what you might expect on the normal Case knife, but you're going to see some really cool markings and really the limited availability. So what a collector's find, what a unique opportunity to own a piece of Case. It's a Case family, the mothership, as we always say, with the Zippo brand. You know, Case and Zippo, there aren't 2 more iconic brands that stand for Made in America and USA. And here's your chance to get a bunch of those. So take advantage of this, and we sure hope you're enjoying the virtual celebration. Hey folks, I'm here with Lee Frank from Shepherd Hills. Lee, we say this about some folks, but it is honest to goodness true. The man behind the curtain, but a lot of the folks on the phone, they recognize you because not only do you do catalog sales and you lead that department, you wear a lot of hats around here.
We do a lot of different things. My thing that I'm doing today is setting up for the club party tonight, which we are expecting a big crowd there and everyone will have a good time. We've done this now for like 18 years, and every time we walk away we say, can't be any better than that, and every year we do a little more and make it just a little better from the year before. You know, that's one of the benefits of being a club member is getting to go to that once a year party there that we call it, because it is a party. It's joining up with collectors that you've met over the years at Celebration, get a great dinner, and just a lot of good camaraderie amongst all the other collectors that's here on Celebration Day.
And it is good, and I know we've talked about that being a great benefit because a Collectors Club member can bring their family, right? So if you
and that's right, you get one adult guest, and then kids get in as your guest as well. If you've got kids, they don't have to stay at home; they get to come and enjoy on the fun. You know, there's benefits throughout the year for the club, but to me, that one event right there is worth joining the club because it just. For me, it's great. I talked to a lot of you folks out there over the year on the phone, but you know that night you actually get to put a face with that person. You know, shake their hand, tell them how much they're appreciated, and just enjoy the evening with everybody.
And you have a great time. I know the club is great. You do the quarterly newsletters. You do a bunch of stuff in addition to that, but obviously any of it's worth it.
Yeah, and Maury says I do it. I'm involved in it. I tell you, there's a team that
Well,
does
I know.
Yeah, and there's not a one of that team member that isn't trying to do their very best and make it just that much more fun for the collector to be, included in what we do here at Shepherd Hills, and let them know what we're going to be doing at Shepherd Hills through the newsletter. It's a group effort, and everyone here gives 100%.
And Lee, I always say, it's all about the relationship and the experience. And you guys do that in your store, you do it through your catalog. But when you wrap that club experience around it and you kind of get in the inner circle, if you're in your Shepherd Hills Collectors Club, you're a little bit inner circle among the Shepherd Hills customers. That just takes that to a whole new level, doesn't it?
It does. It does for me as someone that's dealing with the public and customers. But I think it really does for the customer because it's not Shepherd Hills is doing that. They're doing that. It's we're doing that.
Right. Right.
Feedback that we get from the collector clubs when you're talking to them person to person and not just placing an order over the phone. That goes a long way in the ideas that we come up with and what actually comes to pass throughout the year on what exotic knife we may come up with.
Well, and tonight at the celebration, at the Friday night party, one of the highlights is always you come in, if you're a member, you get a ticket, you get to vote on next year's knife. So everybody has a say. Now, it may not go your way, just like a lot of things you vote on, but you have a say in what you want your club knife to be next year. And I think your members really appreciate you guys getting their feedback and letting them kind of direct that path, right?
And there's an added benefit to that too, Maury, because we draw a tag out of each bucket that the knife has been voted for one lucky person to possibly walk away with a one-of-one knife that'll never be made.
Oh, man.
Because it was voted out by the club. Well, maybe it wasn't the best looking knife, but you can't go wrong with a one-of-one.
A one-of-one, yeah. I think I would want to have that one. So
it doesn't matter what it looks like. A one-of-one is a worthwhile knife to win.
So 18 years of the Shepherd Hills Collectors Club. What a great community. What a great way to foster just everything that we love. And what a great way to kind of get in the inner circle of Shepherd Hills. So, Lee, we appreciate what you do on the phones, on the catalog, everything else, and definitely at Celebration.
And I want to talk just a little bit, Maury, about the swap meet.
Oh, yes.
It's not a swap meet, it's a knife swap.
Yeah.
A knife drop. I don't know how old everybody is that's watching, but the old guys know what a knife drop is.
Right.
And so we kind of have a little bit of a twist on a knife drop, where they actually come to the event without a knife. They purchase a knife unseen by them. They don't know what it is. And then they're allowed to look at it if they like. If they like the knife and want to keep it, that's fine, but it's not fun.
Right.
What's fun is finding somebody else that has a knife you might like a little better and seeing if you can't work out a trade and you swap knives.
Yeah.
So this goes on the whole evening, and there's always some knives in amongst it that nobody really knows is there. Of course, the people that come know what's going to happen because we've done this every year, but if you can figure out what those trigger knives are, at the end of the knife swap, we announce anybody that has a specific knife wins a $200 grand prize knife.
It's like an exotic knife or something.
It's like an exotic knife,
yeah. That's always one of the funnest things. I know the kids love it. I love to trade knives with that, and especially you see people get real excited about it. But there are just so many great things that go on that club party. There's so many great benefits to being in the club. You get specialty knives, you get all sorts of things. But really, you just get that interconnection.
Yeah, and Maury will have a knife that he'll be trading. So, you might end up with a knife that was once owned by Maury Ford.
Oh, yeah.
Or one of the other case dignitaries that's here,
There are some dignitaries. That'd be the better knife to get. My knife is, we could have a good time over it, but I don't know that it'd be worth anything. But, but Lee, thanks again, man. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Thanks a lot.
Hey, Maury, thanks so much.
Another great offering that's special priced for the celebration is the Crimson Bone. If you follow Shepherd Hills, you know that the Crimson Bone is something that is exclusive to them. Some of these have been available at other case dealers, but they've expanded this line, and this is a promotional family. So if you're ever looking for a great priced, natural bone, genuine bone knife, the Crimson is a great opportunity for that. At the celebration, we premiered 6 new patterns. So these are items that are part of that Crimson series, but they're exclusive to Shepherd Hills and things that you're going to find with a little more aggressive pricing that you might find on some other standard case knives. In here, you're going to find the ever popular Panama. Now, this is a knife that we continue to get a lot of feedback on, and we continue to get a lot of interest in. We introduced it in the catalog, I think in our antique green. man, we haven't been able to keep that in stock all year. So Shepherd Hills is looking to do a lot of Panamas in the next 6 to 8 months, but it's premiering in the Crimson Bone. In addition to that, you're going to see a Warncliffe Copperhead. You know, the Copperhead is the vault pattern. This year it's got the Warncliffe blade on it. That two-bladed Crimson Bone, it's only going to be around for a little bit. So these are not something in the Copperhead that you could reorder. Also, you know, the three-bladed Stockmans, those are some of our best items. So you're going to see the 47 Stockman, which is a little bit larger. Some people call it that Cattleman Stockman. And then you're also going to see the 75. And that 75 Stockman is what a lot of folks consider the Moose Stockman. So just to give you an idea, the 75 Stockman is $60.99. You're going to find that to be about 10 to 15% less than maybe a similar item that would be in the normal case line. You're also going to see a sow belly, one of my favorite patterns. Great three-bladed knife. That's going to be available as well. That's going to be at $59.99. So just a fantastic price on that. And I believe that covered, you also have the canoe. I'm sorry. We've got, you know, the ever popular canoe. This is an item that certainly is just a staple in the case line. So you've got a canoe in crimson. You've got 6 great patterns. They're all items that are great carry knives. They're great gift knives. They're great knives to add to your collection. But check these out online. You're going to see some really special pricing on these. And the fact that these are kind of the premiere of a lot of these crimson knives makes it even more special. So enjoy the celebration, and thank you for supporting the Case brand. Hey guys, I'm here with Casey Reed of Shepherd Hills Cutlery. Casey, as a Reed, obviously that's very recognizable to people, but I know often you're in the background. You're kind of the man behind the curtain doing a lot of different things.
Yeah. No, I design or lay out the catalog, and I've done it for several years, but the predecessor before me actually put together quite a few, but this this is a special one.
So while you're talking about that, let's go out. I'll let you premiere that. So, you know, you guys do a case-only catalog. That's something that we're really excited about day one. You do 4 to 5 a year usually, right? Is that
yeah,
right?
at least 1 a quarter.
Yeah, okay. So obviously to have what we're celebrating now, the 100th catalog, you've done a lot of these.
We've done a lot of these, but thankfully we've had a lot of content to put in them.
Yes.
And we have you guys to thank for that.
Well, it does help, and you know, we had a meeting or video with John Sicker earlier, our Vice President of Innovations, and he said, you know, Shepherd Hills has always challenged, pushed the envelope with us on special projects. You guys do more special factory orders than anybody in the country, and I know you're driving a lot of that along with your dad. You know, just being a family business, I've always admired that. You know, some people say I'd kill my family if I worked with them, but you guys make it work and you make it seem so easy. But everybody plays their role, right?
Yeah, we try not to get in each other's way, but at the same time, push each other to at least try and do our best.
Yeah. When you collaborate, I know you collaborate on ideas, and then you let, if the catalog's yours, then that's yours, and you're working with that. And I think that has worked. You know, it's a source of pride for us. I know it's a great source for our customers, because you know, everybody, for years, you know, people will be like, oh, I got that Shepherd catalog, I get that Shepherd catalog, and I'm sure they call you, when's the next catalog coming? Because they always want to know. But there's a lot of work that goes into these suckers.
There is, and thankfully I've got a good team behind me to help put this thing together.
Yeah, using the same printer for every 100 catalogs?
Same printer, same designer. She's been there longer than I have, so,
wow.
So it's really something special.
Well, that's super cool. Man, you got to get out in front of the camera more. Casey's back there. He's working. He's doing special projects. If you come to the celebration, he'll be at the Amen Corner, because he likes that new stuff. And you know, we're going to see some things. I know you've got a big spread in here on our new modern EDC. So we're excited about that.
Yep.
Excited about that with the younger folks. So obviously you can kind of relate to that too.
You bet.
But yeah, a lot of great things going on. Thank you for what you're doing. Congratulations on 100 catalogs. And I hope when we're celebrating 200 or 300 or whatever it is, that we're all doing that together too. So thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
Hey guys, this is Maury Ford. I'm here with Ron Gray. Ron, your history with Shepherd Hills, obviously it goes back a long way, but some of the real milestones in Shepherd Hills history, you were a big part of. Heck, you started it.
Well, I don't know about starting it, but we got in the middle of it anyway.
That's right. And you were with Shepherd Hills how long, Ron?
13 years.
Yeah. 13 you know, we used to always say Ron was a great inspiration to us, but probably the best merchant, and I'm not saying this because you're sitting here. We tell people this all the time. Just the best merchant and retailer, and we learned a lot. Ron was great to share your knowledge with a lot of our dealers, and they still use that. But one of those merchant tools that we're most proud of is that Ron Gray started the catalog, and we did an interview yesterday with Casey. We're celebrating the 100th Shepherd Hills catalog, but you were there for the first.
Yep, I started with the first in 1996, and I won't say I was there for half of them, but it was in the mid 40s. I can't remember the exact number, but yeah, it was quite a ride. We had 4 a year. We did one every quarter, and it seemed like we just finished one, and we'd start the next one.
Well, you have to, right? I mean,
you did.
Especially with Case, you got to figure out, all right, what are you going to have? What are you going to have? So it is, and you know, those early grounds, that sets the foundation. So those early catalogs, you guys were learning. You developed a catalog sales department. You developed a call center, shipping. I mean, all that stuff you got to take into account when you get in the catalog business, right?
Absolutely. The catalog started, like I say, in '96, but it started with just a very small little mailing list that we'd picked up from the first couple of knives we did with Case. Was the Route 66 commemorative. We did 500, 250 of each, and that started our mailing list for our catalog. Man. So from that 250 each one, 500 people, we picked up the catalog seed.
Well, you know, the catalog kind of journey is just the Shepherd Hills growth. You're right. So you start out with a small store, Miss Ida, great store, and a catalog list, a couple of commemoratives. You develop a mail list, you develop a catalog, you develop a website. The next thing you know, you're at a celebration with thousands of people.
Absolutely right. We started out behind a small counter in the store with the mailing list, and then we moved to an office, then we moved to several rooms, and then finally the big upstairs area where the catalog people sit right now.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. Well, Ron, we appreciate what you started. We appreciate, I know the Reeds consider you family. We consider you family. Ron comes back every year at Celebration to work Amen Corner. That was also, I think, your brainchild as well, where we do concepts and other things, but it would help us determine what would go in the catalog, what we're going to make and what we're not.
Yeah, it really did. It gave us a big lead on what was going to probably sell well, and probably maybe we didn't have a good idea. We'll see. You know,
not all of them were home runs.
They were not all home runs, but we'd take doubles every now and then too.
Singles and doubles work.
Singles and doubles work.
So you got to have those too.
Exactly.
Well, Ron, thanks again, and we appreciate you and look forward to a great day.
All right. Thank you very much.
One of the great items at the Celebration 2021 was some Tony Bose memorial knives. You know, God bless him, we lost Tony last year, and it's such a huge loss to the knife industry and to us personally. We want to do something to honor Tony at the 2021 celebration. What the Reed family came up with was a couple of items from 2016 and 2017 in the custom collaborations. The first that you're going to find is going to be the Wilfred Lockback. This is a beautiful knife. It's going to be available in both chestnut bone and brown bone. The retail price and the retail value of this knife was nearly $370. What they're offering this knife for, this is going to be available for $249.99 just during the virtual celebration. And then I'm going to talk to you about a really special knife you're going to get as a bonus gift when you buy either one of these. So we've got that in the chestnut bone. We also have a brown bone version that you'll see as well. The other knife is the 2017. This was one of the favorites, and this is very much a Tony Bose signature. It's the Eureka Jack. This is a two-bladed knife. You're going to see that in the brown bone. This one's also available in chestnut bone. You're going to see that diamond shield, and some of the great things about these with the pinned-on shields, you're going to see how that back spring wraps around there. The beautiful blades in that. You've got the small Warncliffe and the spear blade. Beautiful knife, and again, these are the custom collaborations. So there were only 1,000 of each of these made. That Eureka Jack normally would retail for about $490. It's going to be available during the virtual celebration for $299. If you're like me and you've always aspired to get one of these custom collaborations and you want to own a piece of a Tony Bose knife, here's your chance. And to throw all of that in, you only get the great price. You're going to get that. You've got two options on both of those. But one of the things that was done that's so special this year is if you buy either one of those, you're going to get a bonus gift. And this is a way that we can honor Tony Bose. You're going to see there is a beautiful artwork rendering of Tony on the handle. This artwork was designed by Linda Karst. Linda's a great friend of Tony's. Every celebration, they would be close to each other and enjoyed visiting. But you'll see that T-Bose on there. That is original Linda Karst artwork. Now that is reproduced. She didn't do all of these individually. You're going to see the cross shield. And on the back side of that, you're going to see Cutlery Hall of Fame. That was an honor that Tony was so proud of. But what a great way to do this. You can't buy this trapper You can only get this trapper if you buy one of these specialty items that we've got available today. So again, you've got the 2016 Wilford Lockback. You've got that in brown and chestnut for $249. You've got the Eureka Jack, and that Eureka Jack is also going to be available in brown and chestnut for $299. Now that was that was nearly a $500 retail. The other was nearly a $400 retail, and you're getting that priceless memorial trapper with either one of these. So get a piece of this history, share in our just the legend of Tony Bose and all that comes with that in some of these custom collaborations. We hope you're enjoying the celebration, and we hope you take advantage of some of these great deals. Hey guys, I'm here with Gina at Shepherd Hills. Gina, you wear a lot of hats at Shepherd Hills. You help so many people, but there's a few things that your customers will probably know. They'll know your work. They may not know exactly what you do, but how long have you been at Shepherd Hills?
Oh goodness, I think it's about 5.5 years now.
So it's, it adds up. I know you do a lot of the sales admin stuff. You're a creative person in general.
I am.
And I think they recognize that early on. Randy told me at one time, he said, you know, the new gal we got, he said, she can do all sorts of stuff on that computer. And I think they put those skills to the test, right?
They have. They really have, yeah. And it's fun though.
Yeah. Well, you know, some of the programs, and one of the things we always say about Case, I think that is so interesting, and you know, the celebration always kind of brings this to life, is how personal the event, but the knives are to people. You know, it's more than a pocket knife. We always say that about Case. But what you do to some of these, man, it takes it next level. It becomes so personal. And maybe you'll tell us a little bit about some of the things you guys are doing right now.
Our newest thing is the portrait knives. And of course you use your family as your guinea pigs. So when they mentioned this, I said, all right, well, I just scanned in a whole bunch of family photos. And I said, this is the greatest thing to do because they range from slide photographs all the way up to today's modern digital photographs. Right. And so it was a great way to experiment how certain faces might work and certain mediums might work on processing it to a digital format that the laser would read well.
So you're saying, though, just in case, just to be clear, you can take a picture of a family member and you can put it on a knife?
Yes, pretty much any photo you have, as long as it's not too blurry or, too, small pixelated or anything like that, I can pretty much make anything happen after a lot of experimentation.
Well, that's something I know, obviously you have an art background, so I'm sure you have to do a lot of work to prepare that. Mm-hmm. But man, what a keepsake that is.
Oh my goodness. Best story ever. My grandmother, who is one of the guinea pigs on here, she's not a knife person. She has no idea what this whole knife collecting thing is at all. And so we did this knife where it's her and my grandfather on the front, and then there's 6 kids on the back.
Oh my gosh.
And so I pulled all different kinds of photos, and when I presented this to her, she absolutely, she cried. And now it's the most prized thing in her entire collection of things. And she shows it to everyone she possibly can. And we just had family from New Hampshire stop in, and she's like, I've got to show you this knife. So she's got her own version of this, and she's super proud of it, and she just adores it.
What a great thing, if you were giving a gift to a parent or someone you loved, to have their picture done, or give that for the children and things like that. So you really can, when you personalize it, sometimes just putting a name, and you guys have done that for years, that alone can really take it next level. But when you start putting pictures, and I know you do the Life Well Lived as a tribute, and I know a lot of folks will get those for, a lot of the surviving family. It's, that's how we're gonna honor them. You do the Carved in Love, which is kind of, it's really neat. I don't know if that was your brainchild or...
It kind of was. That one took a lot of drawings. And what's great about that one is that we've combined that with the portrait knives.
Oh, wow.
So now you've got like your couple, and then their names carved in love on the tree right next to it. And that was just, we've released that, and everyone was like, this is great, we want one. So
if there is a person in the relationship that's getting that the other person doesn't understand maybe the passion for knives, maybe you do that, and all of a sudden you bring it all together.
Oh my goodness,
that,
yeah.
that would be a great gift. You know, the guy could get the girl could get the guy, whatever it is.
Yes.
But that would be really cool. So Gina, on the portrait series, it doesn't always have to be a portrait of a friend or family member, right? It can be somebody else that's special to you.
It could be. It could be your pet.
That's a good idea.
So we've done dogs so far, but I mean, it could be a cat, it could be a horse, it could be any other pet that you have.
So you can take that image and you can put it on there and have that special keepsake. You know, we hesitate to say not a family member because pets are family members. We all know that, and they're children to a lot of people.
Oh, definitely.
So yeah, absolutely. What a great way. You can't carry your pet everywhere. You could carry something that reminds you of your pet or honors your pet, right?
It's perfect.
I know you do the family crest to just honor your family.
Yep. That one's still popular too.
Right.
You know, and a lot of family reunions will purchase, you know, I mean, not a whole bunch because, I mean, it does take some time and whatnot, but they'll get it to commemorate their family reunion. They'll even put something more on the back and make it even more special, or get a blade etch or put their initials on it somewhere. I mean, people have really just taken off with a lot of these personalized knives.
Well, it is so personal. Knives by themselves, we've always said, it's something you carry in your pocket every day. You know, if you have your dad's knife, it's very personal because he carried it. If you have your knife, it's personal to you. And if you have that knife that was personal to you, and you can personalize that additionally by putting a family member or give it to someone, man, what you guys are doing, again, I keep saying next level, but it is next level.
It is. It truly is.
It really is great. And being able to do that just one at a time. And I know it's a lot of work goes into it, but that is a keepsake. And just like your grandmother, that's going to be a prized possession for whoever gets it.
Definitely. I think there might be some fights amongst
Yeah,
the
that's right. You better make some more. You better make 5. What do you say? There's 6 of them?
There's 6 kids altogether.
Yeah, you better make 5 more. I would say.
Probably.
I would say just to avoid that. But Gina, thank you for what you do for Shepherd Hills. Thank you for the part you played in the celebration. Thank you for the behind-the-scenes work. Not only designing these cool things, and I know you've done others. We actually had in the virtual celebration in 2020, we had some of your cool work. But when you get really personal with these, it really creates memories for everybody, and just kind of stands for what the Case brand's all about and what Shepherd Hills is all about. So thank you for that. Hey guys, this is Maury Ford coming to you from the celebration. One of the great things about the celebration every year is that folks get a chance to interact with the top brass at Case.
Please.
We are very fortunate today to have the Executive Vice President of Marketing and Innovation, Mr. John Sicker, with us. So John, I know these folks are going to be glad to meet you at the celebration, but just glad to see you on camera.
Thank you, man. It's so good to be here. Thanks for having us, and what a great event this always is. Just an honor to be here. This is my 3rd celebration, and I came the first time, and I couldn't believe I had several hundred friends I had never met before. You know, and
it happens that quickly.
It does. It's amazing. It's really an unbelievable event, and I loved it so much. I thought, man, I have to bring my dad here.
Oh yeah.
You know, so the following year I asked the Reeds, and yeah, bring your dad. It'd be great. So I brought my dad out. We had a phenomenal time. He bought $1,100 worth of knives or something like that. You know?
So Dad, I might can help you out on those, but no, go ahead. Go ahead, enjoy it. Enjoy it.
It's such a fantastic event, and we're just, you know, so blessed to be able to work for Case. You know, a brand we all love and are passionate about, and that so many other people are passionate about. And just coming here and talking to people is really an incredible opportunity to just interact with other passionate Case knife collectors. You know, so we're very blessed to be here.
Well, it's great. We've said, I know we've talked about it too. You know, everybody's here. They're making family memories, like you said, with your dad. It's that way. There's so many stories out here. And it's great that our brand can kind of be the glue that brings all that together. Yeah. It's something that, you know, we always tell our folks, we bring people from Bradford, we bring people from the Knoxville office, and you get that fire in your belly because you see that passion. It came quickly to you once you were here, so that's awesome. You know, John, I know obviously you have a really important role at Case. You know, the folks watching this, they love our new products. They love our brand, what our brand stands for. You know, that kind of weights on your shoulders probably, but obviously it's something I'm sure you're very proud of.
Absolutely. And you know, we don't take it lightly. We love what we do, and we're very serious about it. And you know, we get a lot of great feedback from our consumers, and you know, Shepherd Hills pushes us on innovation as much as anybody. They have great ideas for us, and there's so many things we want to do for them and for others. But we're also working on a number of initiatives that we feel are super important as a company. For instance, the new EDC knives that are
a lot of folks
being introduced.
You know, we get this, and we're at events, and we love to talk to collectors that have collected their whole life. A lot of the young folks would come up and say, "That's good. That's not kind of my style." You know, I have to remind them that Case historically has been one of the most innovative companies. You know, we were making automatics in the 20s when nobody was thinking about it. We've done a lot of great things, but some pretty exciting things that we'll talk about at the celebration. But since that is your baby and your team's baby, one of the great introductions here is going to be the modern EDC.
But yeah, absolutely. This is called the Marilla, and there's two coming out, two new EDC knives. The Marilla and the Kinzu. Both of those names come from the Bradford area. They're places that everybody in Bradford hangs out at, right? We go to relax at Marilla Reservoir or Kinzu Reservoir, and they're just fun places for us. And there's some more of those names coming because it's so important to us that this initiative be grounded in Bradford as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
For a long time, we've wanted to do this. And we had a few partnerships trying along the way, but we realized, look, if we want to do this the way we make knives, the way we do things, we've got to do it ourselves. We've got to get the equipment and do it ourselves. So we're there, and we're coming out with two knives now, the Marilla and the Kinzu. This is S35 VN blade, as well as, the anodized aluminum handle and a G10 inlay here. The Kinzu is the same, S35 VN. Anodized aluminum handle, does not have an inlay on it. It's a little different shaped knife, but both are phenomenal. And this, we're very fortunate. We took it to the Blade Show,
right?
And of course, we enter it in the things, but we just didn't even think twice about it. There's so much going on. There's so many good companies out there making great knives, and we won American Made Knife of the Year for the Marilla. Awesome. And we are so fired up about that because what you don't see behind the scenes, and some of you have probably come and done tours at times,
right?
But the people we have working there, I mean, I work with knife people. Yeah. I work with people who love knives, who love to make knives, who know knives inside and out. And now we've got this new equipment to play on and do some things that it's very different technology, but you can apply a lot of learnings that you have gained over the years to how do we make a great knife and what do we want this knife to do, right? So a lot of different engineering in it, obviously, in the way it's made, and we're cutting these on the water jet. We've got these Haas mini mills to carve out the handles and the G10 inlay, and really screw machines and all the fun stuff that you need to make these types of knives. But we have a phenomenal engineering team. We have a phenomenal innovation team who behind the scenes kind of manages all this and runs the ball from here to there, making sure everything's happening. And it's so exciting to see it all come together, right. And getting that award is and not that we're not huge on awards, but it's really nice.
Very validating.
It's very validating
that we belong in this space as well as our traditional space. I think.
Yeah. We know we make great knives. We don't need an award, but this was very validating right out of the gate.
To have the industry say that this is the best American-made knife this year, that's pretty special. Absolutely. I know, John, you guys, your innovations team, like you said, I know there are great things on the horizon. We'd love to pull some of that out of you, but we probably better not. This is going to be on camera. This will be for everybody. But one of the things we talk about, kind of in that same dialogue of this new stuff, is that Case is a traditional knife company, and as excited as people are to see this, folks are like, wait a minute, what does that mean to your traditional stuff, or you're getting away from that? And I have to remind them that you danced with the person who brought you, right? So
that's the business. That's the core. That's that's what is really driving the brand. That's who we are at the core, and we're going to keep doing that. We're getting better at that all the time. We're constantly coming up with new materials to utilize, right. And there's new technologies out there that are pushing the limit in materials, and we're trying to stay on top of all of that and kind of bring those into the patterns that we have, and really continue to grow the brand that way, and to to appeal to our core consumer.
Well, one of the things I would respond when the guys would ask me that question, I'm like, listen, so your grandson may not want to carry Grandpa's knife, but he appreciates the fact that knife was good enough for Grandpa. So that maybe your traditional bone handle trapper, if you want to call it Grandpa's knife, I still think that's the best endorsement you could ever give a product, because what would be better in this world than something your grandpa loved and carried. but maybe this is grandson's knife. So maybe, you know, you pass on that love of the American-made brand, that quality craftsmanship, but you do it in a knife that maybe your grandson or a younger person might like. Or, you know, I've got to be honest, I've carried that one for a while, and man, it is useful. That blade steel, the performance on that knife, you know, it is cosmetically pleasing, but functionality, man, that is the knife of the year, and it's standing up to it.
Right, and it feels great in your hand, and it is a working knife. You get this, you're going to want to put it to work, and more is right. The steel is phenomenal. The edge on this thing, it's just a great design, and excited to get it into people's hands. So it'll be shipping here
soon.
shortly.
Yeah, it's
Very
coming soon.
shortly.
I always
Very
hate
shortly.
to throw something out there. Somebody would come back and, wait, you said it'd be here September 15th, but I'm not doing that. But it is close. I know your team has worked through it, and you're checking everything. We're just, you know, we really have to come out strong and make an impression, and there's no doubt that we will.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it is cool. And, you know, like you said, it's tied to Bradford heritage. These are made in Bradford. And I think there's a lot of pride with the craftsmen there. There's a lot of pride with the brand, that it is Bradford based, and that we can do it as well as anybody. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
It is.
Well, John, there's a lot of great stuff at the celebration. We're going to see a lot of people, get to talk to a lot of people. Folks, one thing about Case, whether you're at an event or just online, if you're part of our club or our forum, the feedback is invaluable. I know it drives a lot of the things that your team does.
Right.
It drives us as a brand and what we're looking for. Keeps us in check. I know occasionally we get a few of those, but you know, good or bad, collectively we make this brand, and we have to protect this brand, and we have to look to the future of this brand. So, guys, I'm not saying you blow up his email, but this is the ultimate guy that can help lead that direction, that gets that feedback, and has a team of people that respond to that and take it seriously. So, you know, we welcome your feedback at the celebration. We welcome your feedback online anytime. We want a lot of ambassadors for the Case brand, both modern EDC, traditional, whatever it looks like. And I think the collective atmosphere and community are making that happen pretty good. So
yeah,
that's good stuff.
Absolutely appreciate that. And I can tell you, you know, as somebody who kind of lives behind the scenes, there's a lot to be excited about on the Case brand for years to come.
Yeah,
years to come.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're 132-year-old, but it's like we're in our. We're just trying to get a start up here, because we are not taking anything for granted, and we want to see that next level, and we want to bring that to the consumers. So
yeah,
it's fun.
And hey, this has been the last 18 months has been a heck of a time for everybody with COVID, and the factory people have just worked their tails off, you know, working overtime, trying to keep things going. And if you ever wanted to reach out to them as well and just say thank you, I mean, they are giving it everything they've got. They're great people. They're really outstanding craftsmen. And, you know, we've got just a great team over there hustling every day to try and to keep knives going out the door so we can, you know, serve the demand of so many people. And we're fortunate to have you all as collectors and passionate about the brand. We appreciate that. And just one final word, just a huge thank you to the Reed family, not just for this celebration, but for the 25 prior, and for the Case Club, and you know, the Kids Club, all that stuff is amazing. We're just really
You really
fortunate.
can't say enough.
Yeah.
And if anybody's ever been, they understand it. But if you haven't, you just can't say enough for this event, the family, just the atmosphere around here. And it's every day. This is not just during celebration.
Right.
You come during the week on a Tuesday in November, and you're going to get the same hospitality, the same customer service, and the same passion for the brand. So that's good. And thank you for mentioning the people. I know we get a lot of folks, and we've been really behind, and it's not because people aren't working. Man, they're working Saturdays, usually most Saturdays. So you're right. We've got the best workforce. They're pouring their heart into it. We've seen a demand, and you almost feel a little guilty saying that during the pandemic, things have just exploded on a demand standpoint. But people are, I think, part of it is they're leaning into those brands that they trust and that mean something. You know, everything takes on a different meaning when you survive or live through a pandemic. So our folks are working very hard. If you've got a back order with a dealer, or you go in and there's not as many knives, it's not because they aren't working, and you're hiring people every day, trying to get more. But you're right, they are putting their heart and soul in that, and you just can't say enough good things about those folks.
Yep, absolutely. So.
All right, well, John, let's go have a good celebration, man. Thanks for coming. I know folks will be glad to have you, and I look forward to what you're doing around here.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, thanks.
Appreciate it.
Hey guys, I'm here with Becky Reed. Becky, I always call you the principal of Camp Case. I know you say it takes a village, and I know it does. This is a huge undertaking, but it's a big year for Camp Case.
It is. It's our 25th year of inviting kids in to teach them new knife knowledge and help them learn things that they can share with the collectors that are in their family.
And I think you shared some stats with me. Over 8,000? Is that? Am I making that number up?
Nearly 8,000 attendees over the 25 years.
In 25 years, I know we were doing the math the other day. So some of the first campers could be in their 40s by now.
Yeah.
They have kids, and you said you've got some second generation.
We've got several second generation that are attending camp. Their parents came to Camp Case way back when, and we also have several second generation that teach Camp Case.
Oh, that's right.
I think I counted 5 this year that had attended Camp Case, and now they're coming back. Many of them are professional educators, and some are just knife collectors themselves. But
so they know firsthand the value of Camp Case. They know what you're gonna experience and see.
Right.
But just those numbers, and I think, and again, correct me if I'm wrong. This is a teacher, so I have to be careful. It touches 22 states.
22. We've had 22 states represented in those 25 years.
You look at what the impact that has on the Case brand and on collecting and on all of that. When you have nearly 8,000 young people that get fired up about Case knives and just the Americana of it, it's the collecting, it's the family affair, and they take that back to 22 states, what an impact that can be, because they come back and share it.
Yeah. And I think my favorite part is the memories that I see those families making across the generations. You've got this 6-year-old, and I have a family that's coming this year, and the 6-year-olds, it's their first year to be at Camp Case.
Oh, wow.
And I got a text from Granddad, and he said, these kids cannot wait. He said they're driving their parents nuts, asking, when are we going to get the
those are my kind of kids. These are my kind of kids.
But they will remember that,
yes.
That shared experience with their granddad and treasure that, I really do believe.
Absolutely. That'll be as they grow up. Some today I was talking to a guy and he's like, well, my kids now are 26 and 27 and they've got a family, they're getting married, so they couldn't come, but they want to come, but they still remember Camp Case. And they were actually recruiting friends that had young children. Like, you got to go.
Yeah.
You got to go. So Becky, I was telling the story today to a collector because we were just talking about Camp Case and just what a great impression it makes, just how heartwarming it is to see 425 kids, 6 to 16, learning about it's not just about the knife, it's about the safety and it's about the heritage of it and the history. And it all came about, we kind of circled back around to, how did this all start? And I made this statement, and correct me if I'm wrong. So Shepherd Hills, everybody knows, is a family business. You guys are incredible. Everybody loves your family. You do a great job.
Thank you.
But your first career, I guess, was a school teacher.
I loved my teaching career.
Yeah.
I taught 3rd grade for nearly 20 years, and that was my spot. I really, really enjoyed it. So.
Well, and I think, we talk about people having gifts and passion, and I think you have a gift for it, but you also have the passion for it. And I told the guy today, maybe I was wrong, I was like, I think part of her negotiation when she agreed to come full-time into the family business was, I'm not going to give up teaching because, not only are you incredible at it, but it is your heart and your passion.
I do love it.
So we benefited that, and I say we as a Case brand. Obviously, Shepherd Hills has benefited from it, but
I have benefited from it as well. Just having the opportunity to see all the memories that's been made, and the kids that I've met, the families that I've met, all the different aspects of being involved in this. So, and I do want to stress again that it is very much a team effort. I may be the principal, but there's a whole army of people who are helping make sure this happens and getting all the details to work, and it's from support staff on to the teachers to the auction bidders.
Yeah, you're right.
help
To support it,
us. Yeah.
support it, because these kids, and when they're watching this video, they won't have to do this to come to camp. But these kids get a knife. A collectible knife. We use a color that we only offer at Camp Case, so it's not something you can go out and buy. They get a prize pack and a gift pack that's worth a lot. There's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of reward for the kids. But you're right, ultimately it's the memories, it's getting the chance to come and gather. And those of us that have kids, I believe it takes an army. You've got 425 from 6 years old, and I think it's weighted heavier on the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds, if I'm not mistaken.
A lot of times it is, but this year our biggest class are the 15-year-olds. Yeah.
So that's good too.
We've got nearly twice as many in the 15-year-old group as we do many of the other groups this year.
That's awesome.
So,
but you know, I do think with the Army, you know, everybody, you hear that number and it's just staggering. But then you walk through camp while it's going on, and these kids are enthralled. And part of it's the lesson planning. I know there's a lot goes into that.
Well, we try to make it a fun-filled hour. It's usually games and different activities that will complement their learning. You know, encourage them to learn, but they're having fun while they're doing it. And for the older students, we have brought in guests that have actually carried the V-42 stiletto.
Oh, wow.
You know, we've had some of the World War II veterans come in that, you know, he can tell us about this V-42 stiletto. He lived it. Yeah. So we have kids that explore the handle materials, the natural handle materials. We bring in mammoth teeth and deer antlers, and you know, all the different variety that Case makes handles out of. And so it's everything is age appropriate for their age and the learning that they do. We try to make it fun, and I hope that's why they keep coming back.
I think it is, and they bring other people back, and you know, their parents say if they can't come, like you said, they just worry them to death, which is what we want, right? We want them to be that excited about it. But I think the heritage of that, 25 years, what a huge accomplishment, what a special occasion that there's been that many lives touched. We thank you for what you do at Camp Case. I know I got called up to the big leagues this year. She gave me a class, and I was like, there's a lot of pressure. I keep getting all of these syllabus. I think I have a syllabus now. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But thankfully it's knives, so it's something I feel like I know pretty well. But it is very exciting, and I hope that everybody gets a chance to experience it. If they've aged out, after 16 you've aged out, she might give you a job as a counselor, or if you know someone else that could experience that and share that, I think it's a great time to do that too.
And I want to say again how glad I am to have been able to be a part of it. So I want to thank Case and Shepherd Hills too for allowing me to be a part.
Becky, you are Camp Case. Come on now. Don't be modest.
No,
you are Camp
there's
Case.
that Army below me.
There is an Army. There is an Army, but you know, it definitely takes the vision. It takes a passion, because it is a tremendous amount of work. And that's what you bring to the table, and then the expertise to, it's the best staffed camp probably in the country as far as educators.
Right.
Now I'm taking the average down a little bit, I'm sorry about that, but it is the best staff. These people know what they're doing, they know how to come across at that level to get the message across.
Yes.
And they're pretty good about keeping everything in order too.
Yeah,
so that's
professional educators make a difference.
Yes.
And that's, we have professional educators leading these sessions, and it makes all the difference for us.
Absolutely. They're on the front lines every day, and we can't thank them enough for that, what they're doing. But they're also giving their time to come and do that for us. So it's going to be great. Check it out. You can see the virtual side of that, and Celebration 2022. If you haven't signed up this year, it's a little too late, but maybe next year they can get in there.
For sure.
And we'll see. But Becky, thank you again, and congratulations on 25 years.
Thank you. We're excited.
All right. Hey guys, I'm here with Linda Karst. Linda is a world famous Scrimshaw artist, or Scrimshander. I never know how to say that correctly. But Linda, I mean, I know you've been doing that for a long time. You've been doing it at the Celebration for a long time. And what a special time, right?
I love it here, and I'm so grateful that we got to come back in person this year and see everyone, and the energy is just so much to enjoy. At
Case, we had our event theme was Better Together, because we truly are better together.
Yes.
And that, to me, at the Celebration this year, it really kind of brought that home. Last year, you did a studio tour, which was really cool. And if people hadn't seen it, it's on the virtual Celebration on YouTube from 2020.
Yes.
But man, just the detail that goes in your work, it blows me away.
Well, I got my husband Mark to film that, and we usually do the camp class where I teach people how to scrimshaw, and because the world needs more scrimshanders.
Scrimshander, so I was right.
Well,
right? I wasn't totally wrong.
A person
right?
who scrimshaws is a scrimshander. My dad said I should be a scrimshandress, but I thought that's too much.
That's right.
Too much.
Okay.
So I thought explaining people how the work was actually done on the knives would help them enjoy their collection even better.
Well, I think it gives them an appreciation. It did me, and I've seen you work, but to actually see it like that, it is totally different. And you know, this year in Camp Case, it's always one of the highlights of the auction. was it a monarch butterfly you did this
It
year?
was.
It was amazing. But when you think of that and you see the big picture, I think that as you start with or as you blow it up, it really showcases just how much detail is in that and how you do that. I have no idea. Even I've watched it and I can't.
Scratch the lines.
Yeah, the scratch lines. But it is truly a gift, and it is a work of art. So I know you do a lot with Shepherd Hills folks. I know they have specials quite a bit. It's always a good deal. So I know they appreciate you. We love what you do. We love when you do it on Case Knives, and I know they do too. So, and we hope to get to do it for a long time together.
Amen.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
we're in this for the long haul.
Yep, all of us are, right?
Yes.
I always say we don't have a plan B. This is what
No,
we do.
that's
We love
right.
these people. We don't want to be away from them. So, it was great to see you again in person, and great to have you celebration. And then we'll do this again next year.
Thank you. We'll be back.
That's right. That's right.
Thanks.
Hey guys, this is Maury Ford at the celebration with my good friend Mike Hostetter. Mike, you guys have been coming to the celebration for a long time, and Mike actually won the grand prize for the virtual celebration last year.
Last year I did. It was quite a surprise.
Yeah. You know, Mike, one thing, your family, we were talking about your family earlier, but I just adore your family, but I think you guys represent everything that's great about the celebration. Your family, your grandchildren, everybody that comes together. This is a real family event for you guys.
It is. We've made it into a family event, and we look forward to it each year.
Yeah. Well, it's special. I know there's a lot of personal memories in it. I know there's a lot of things that are very meaningful to your group.
Yeah, and you've been with us through the hard times and the good times.
Right. Well, I know you guys have a lot of great folks in your family, but you've got a hero that we remember not only today on this day being 9/11, but we remember all the time, and just the sacrifice and service that.
Very much so, John.
Yeah.
He was our first grandson, and he lost his life in Afghanistan.
Well, we think about you and we pray about that, but I think the way you guys rallied around your family, and then the way that you continue to make sure that you hold them close, man, that's not only is that a good lesson, but obviously you got probably a little more motivation than a lot of folks.
Yeah. It's not only a time to everybody gets together and comes down here, but we do remember John every time we get together like this.
Absolutely. Well, he was a camp caser.
He was from the time he was a little one, and he attended all the camp cases until he was too old.
Yeah. Then he did his service in the military.
He did.
So we are thankful for that. But really, just like we said, your family. You guys are. I see you all the time. One of those things that we've become friends outside of the celebration, and we celebrate each other's families, and it may be through social media. We don't get to be together, but
that's true.
It's some of those relationships you build here that carry with you throughout a lot of ways.
Continue on. Yeah, it's just like we watched you and one of your daughters.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh.
Daughter. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that'd be tough.
That's tough. That's tough, brother. I'm telling you.
You lost two this summer.
I know. Another
not
one.
Permanently, but
right.
just.
Yeah, I'm having to ship one off and just some travel for school, and then one get married. But it is that, and the celebration as you do all the family experiences together, it's just a good way to do that. You represent the best of all of us. It's kind of we all have aspire to be like a guy, and I look at you and your family, and that's what I want to be. So, so thank you for that.
We're the same way. Looking back at you, we love you.
Well, thank you. I love you too. Hey, thanks for a good celebration. He won the grand prize last year. We're about to give it away this year. Cool. So good luck, Mike.
Yeah.
Hopefully, hey, it can happen twice in a row, right?
We'll see. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Hey guys, this is Maury Ford here with two great friends, Case ambassadors, Joe and Kathy Litton. Joe and Kathy, we're so glad that we had the celebration in person this year. We're so glad we got to see everybody. And you guys have been coming to this thing for a long time.
A long time. After we retired in 1998, we decided we needed a hobby together, and so one of the trips that we made that first year was out here. So this is just like home week.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
Yeah. She figured I couldn't buy enough knives on my own, so she started helping me.
Well, one of the things I think that make you guys, one of the things that make you so special is that you do this together. And I think that says a lot about you. You're both Case ambassadors. So, to get that, and there's only a handful. We know the Reed family is, we know there's a few others, but it's that person that really exemplifies the Case brand and what it means in that Case community. And we are so thankful for that. But I know that community means a ton to you guys too.
Oh, it does. These are our family when we come here, and you know, you come in and you say hello and a hug, and it's just been wonderful this year.
It really has.
Just like going to kind of a reunion every year or whatever. You know, you see them only once or twice a year, a lot of them, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, I love too what you guys are always, you know, I think teachers at heart, right? So you have a love for children, you have a love for teaching. You're always jumping in there. Now you're teaching Camp Case, you're helping with bubble gum blowing, apple peeling, whatever it is, wherever there's a need, and wherever there's children involved especially, but it's not limited to children, I know, Miss Kathy. But you guys are just fantastic. There is no better representation of the Case brand, no better representation of what we aspire to be in the Case brand than what you guys do at events. You're the life of the party, and just everybody hugs your neck. I was like, oh, that's where they are.
We really enjoy it, and it's something to look forward to every year.
Yes,
and you're very kind to say that.
Well,
and
I mean
Becky,
it sincerely.
And Becky's very kind to let me teach here. It's just amazing.
Well, she does a great job with camp. You know, they bring in professional teachers, so she knew who to tap when that came up, right?
She
right?
did.
You had 13-year-olds. You don't throw a rookie into that. Let me tell you. Yeah, that can be pretty rough.
It's a little different than the junior and senior in high school in chemistry class. So.
Yes, yeah, that would be a lot different. That would be a lot different. But thanks again for being Case ambassadors. Thanks for just the warm welcome every time that we see you. Thanks for how you carry the banner of Case and what you do to promote not only knife collecting, but just these people that are in community together. So.
And thank you all for what you do, and all the wonderful knives and all of our many copper locks and rust locks that we have. We just truly appreciate it.
Yeah, a lot of rust locks.
Case.
You bid on a couple today. You took them up high. You ran it up. That's perfect. Always look, here's a rust lock. I'm like, where are the lids? Where are the lids? So it works out good. But no, it was fantastic. And I think we had a great celebration.
We did. This is fun, and we're hating to go back home. I think we're going to go to Springfield to the Bass Pro Museum and see all of that. And we love this state of Missouri.
Missouri is awesome. You guys are from Kentucky. I'm from Tennessee. But Missouri almost feels like home when I'm here. So,
it does.
So that part is good. Well, Celebration 2021 is in the books. We're excited about 2022. Yes. We're excited to be with our friends today, and we're excited what we're going to be in the future. So thank you guys, and thanks everybody for tuning in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. We appreciate it.